So the piece of software that I use to manage this is called UpDown. There's another service. If you watch kind of my free playlist, my free web hosting playlist, I talk about using a service called Uptime Robot. It was okay. The problem is that the free version, after I ran out, the paid version was really expensive. It was like $25 a month, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that. It was just more than I was willing to pay. So if you want to use Uptime Robot, it's okay. You can use that, but I actually prefer UpDown now. So you can go to brycejmatheson.com/updown, and it'll take you directly to the website. And this is what it looks like. So you can see here, this is just kind of a sample one that I've got up and running. This isn't the actual account that I use for my clients. But it does have a free version, which is great, and it does it based off credits. So you can choose how frequently you want it to test those websites, and it'll use those credits. So if you want it to check more frequently, it'll use more credits. If you have it check less frequently, it'll use less credits. In my experience, 5 minutes is the perfect amount of time. 10 minutes is a little bit too long, and 1 minute, in my opinion, is too often for most of the clients that I deal with. If you have really high profile clients, maybe it's something you want to bump up. So you can see here, for example, these are just a couple sample websites that I have. What we're aiming for is something called a 200 OK. 200 means everything is great. That's a specific code that our server sends back and says, yep, everything is working just fine. If you get like a 404 error, that'll show up here and it'll say 404 error. Sometimes you'll get a server 500 error and that'll show up here as well. But our goal is to get a 200 on every single website that we have. We can see here that the uptime is good. This one went down for just a split second. You can see that it went down for, I don't know, maybe a couple seconds or a couple minutes. These ones have never gone down as far as this has been tracking it. The other thing you can see here is this AppDex, and that shows kind of the rough speed overall. It says, it tracks it throughout the day periodically and says how fast is your website loading, and it tracks it. So this one is not getting an amazing score. It's 0.37. I mean, ideally you want to be 0.5 or over, but a lot of different things go into factor that. So it can be the website itself, how it's coded, the server it's on, where it's being tested from. There's a lot of different things. Now, the great thing about UpDown is that it also checks it from different places around the world. Sometimes you can have a client website that looks like it's up in Europe, but it's down in the United States. It just depends on where it's being checked from. So UpDown is really nice because it checks from all these different locations, at least 3 around the world, before it ever sends you an email saying that the website is down. If it tests from all these 3 different locations and it sees that the website is down, then it's going to send you an email. So that's nice. I really like that feature. So let's go ahead and add one right now. What we'll do is we'll just say, I don't know, we'll just add facebook.com. The alias, we can name it whatever we want. This is just going to say when or if it emails you, it'll say, hey, Facebook is down. But if I wanted to, I could say Pop-Tarts. I don't know, whatever you want to name it. It'll say, hey, Pop-Tarts is down. The other nice thing about this too is you can actually look and say, I want you to scan for this specific word on the website. So let's say we're monitoring Pop-Tarts and we want to make sure that it finds the word strawberry on the website. You can check for that. Most of the time I leave this clear. I just don't really care. And then the other thing is you can see how often you want it to monitor. So we can do every 15 seconds if you want. That's way too often. I typically do 5 minutes just because that's a good balance. This is the AppDex too. You can choose how fast or slow you want it to be, and then alert if it goes beyond that certain metric. So we can do that. I just, again, leave it as 0.5 seconds, and you click this little save icon right here, and then you're good. So now you can see that Pop-Tarts is added. It's going out and doing its initial check, so it's just going to say unknown for now. The other nice thing is it'll also go out and check and see, does it have a valid SSL certificate? If for some reason you lose your SSL certificate, it'll notify you of that as well. So I really, really like this service, and the pricing is so much better than Uptime Robot. So if I refresh the page now, you can see, great. So it's got this little Facebook icon, that it pulled saying Facebook. We named it Pop-Tarts. It's got a 200 error message or 200 success message, and it says 100%. As far as we've been tracking it, everything's been great. So as long as we've been tracking it, everything looks like it's going okay. So this service is so important. I would say definitely set up an alert for every single website that you manage. Do not forget about this. This is so crucial. We absolutely want to know when or if a website goes down long before our clients do. That way we can log in quickly, we can fix things, and then get it back up before they even know about it.